fast. What I have here is some skid plates that I made up. This is made out of 3/8 bar stock and 3/16 inch steel. Right now it's all covered in bed liner, Rust-Oleum. I'll show you what I used. This right here, really good product. I highly recommend it. I use a rust inhibitor or a primer underneath of it, and it comes out with a really beautiful finish, really durable too. And if it scrapes up, it's really easy to touch up as well. Okay, so here's what you need for installation. These are 2 of the original bolts off of the skid plates that are already on the Jeep. And then I have 1/2 inch by 1 3/4 inch grade 8 bolts, nuts, lock nuts, or lock washers, and washers. And you could just go with a nylock, but I like the tension that the lock washers provide and the ease of installation. So I'll show you how this mounts up. Okay, we're under the Jeep looking forward. And here you can see where the original skid plate mounts. And I did cut off where this comes down a little bit so that the new skid plate can go over top of this without interfering with this. And you're gonna use the original bolt here, and you're gonna use the, let me see if I can get a good shot of it. You're gonna use the original bolt right here. And that's what that slot in the middle is for, so it can go right over this without removing or changing this at all. Now let's scoot forward. I'll show you where the others go. Now the others go right on the mount. You have the engine mount, and then the 1/2 inch bolts go right through here, and it'll mount on either side that way. You can't get it back here because there's not enough room, but this is the right side, and the left side is the same way. You'll stick the bolt through and get it up. Now let's show you how to mount it up. It's kind of a tight fit because once you get everything welded up and lined up, it's such a perfect fit that it's really tight. You have to finesse it just right for everything to line up the way it's supposed to. So let's get started. Oh, one more quick note before we get started. This is actually a huge reason why this is important on automatic transmissions. You have these cooler lines that hang down, and even if you never get close to your oil pan, this is really susceptible. And I tell you what, if you blow your cooler line to your transmission, you're gonna know it. Your day's ruined, and you're gonna be stranded. Hopefully you don't ruin your transmission overheating it, but you gotta protect this somehow. This is gonna be a really easy hit. Alright, now let's get to the install. I recommend getting everything pinned in place before tightening everything down. In this case, I started with the front, with supporting the back with the jack. Once you have the front pinned and kind of stuck in place for a minute, go ahead and support the back. This did take quite a bit of finessing,
but I'll save you the trouble of watching all of that. Make sure to reattach your cooling lines too, if you knock them loose like I did. Don't torque anything down into place until after everything is started. Otherwise, the skid plate will bind and you'll never be able to get it started. There we go. Everything is installed and tight. Very simple. And we have the added protection that we needed. As you can see, it goes over all the existing components. Nothing was needed or modified to fit this. I put some weld beads in front of the nuts, or in front of the bolts, just to protect them a little bit more. And we still have our original skid plate. Next up, let's install some Evo rock sliders. Today we're going to be working on blue. Since we already installed these beautiful rock sliders on Black Pearl, I'll show you the walkthrough of how to do it on blue's installation. We start by sanding and scuffing everything down. Get rid of all the oxidation. All the corners, everything has to be thoroughly clean. I then wipe it down with naphtha or alcohol to clean all the grease and oil off of it. Then we remove the old rock sliders from the Jeep. Another thing that I forgot to mention is we prime this again with the same Rust-Oleum, and then we paint it with Rust-Oleum bent liner, which I really love the finish of. Wipe down the Jeep, get it all clean after we remove the stock rock sliders, and now we're getting it into place. After we get into place and make our marks, then we come back with the brush or the flat disc and we clean off and remove all the paint. Once we remove the paint, we get the rock slider back in place and line it up where we want it. It's good to look at it from all angles. Make sure it's where you want it. Now we're welding it into place. There it is, finished product. Absolutely beautiful. These are absolutely rigid and tough. You can see the way Life Guy is pivoting their whole Jeeps on these things. Massive, fully loaded with 40s, and they'll pivot them on rocks and beat the living snot out of them. These are really the way to go if you're going to want to protect your body. Also, the low angle rock sliders are outstanding to use as a step. Just showing off blue just a little bit just to get a glimpse of those great rock sliders. Marcus and I both really love them. They're strong, they make a great step, and gives us a lot more confidence with a lot of obstacles.